Have you ever been invited to mediate between two people in conflict and just felt overwhelmed? Do you wish that you had some skills to mediate when you're asked to? Hello, I'm Shanti Garber and welcome to NVC Life Hacks. This time I'm going to demonstrate 4 key mediation skills, NVC mediation skills, that you can use next time you're asked to mediate between two people. The 4 skills are listening in silence, summarising, guessing the needs of each party in turn, and asking, what did you hear? And I'll explain more about that later. In the following role play, I'm going to demonstrate how to use these 4 key skills to increase connection and mutual understanding between the two parties. These 2 women are neighbours. Gesina's tree has been growing over the fence into Vicky's garden. Vicky asked Gesina to prune the tree. Gesina didn't get round to it, and finally Vicky took the matter into her own hands. This led to a dispute between them, and they asked me to sit with them as they talked about what happened. After the role play, I asked each of them which of these skills was effective. So after each clip, you'll hear them commenting on the effectiveness of that particular skill. Hello, welcome. I'm not going to be taking sides. Okay. One of my roles is as translator. So if I hear something that is unlikely to help you get the connection and the understanding you're looking for, then I'll translate it into something that's more likely to create connection. And I will check with the speaker to make sure that that's what you meant. So is that something that is going to work for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's begin. So which needs of yours are you looking to get met in this mediation?
So I would like to name it that I have a wonderful tree in the garden with a huge crown. And yesterday I came out and I saw there's a big hole on one of the side in the tree, in the crown. And I was surprised and I spoke to Vicky, have you done it? And then suddenly we started to have an argument about the tree. And I feel very upset because usually we tell each other when something is not okay, and suddenly I see the hole without any information.
Well, that just isn't true at all. Surely you remember, I did approach you some time ago, didn't I? About saying I was worried about your tree, that the branches coming over.
I'm very busy, you know. It was a difficult situation to run a business in these difficult times, and so it slipped out of my mind. It can happen. But I would appreciate if you could let me know when you have plans to do something with the tree.
Well, I just thought that you obviously weren't going to do anything about it, and now because it's spring, I'm wanting to plant some things, and nothing's going to grow there because of your branches coming over and all the leaves. It's all in shade.
Was that effective? Did that make a difference? Just me being here and listening in silence?
I don't think I was really aware of you. We were able to just interact.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
I at this moment I felt comfortable because I had a sense I could let steam off. Mm-hmm. So saying what's going on for me. So I had a sense of spaciousness. Okay. So that was in a sense helpful, and it was a safe space. Mm. In a way that you were there, even though I didn't see you at this moment.
So the fact that I was here and just listening, that gave you the space to express yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
fully,
you.
Yeah. So I'm really disappointed that you didn't reach out to me and let me know what are your plans.
So it sounds like you'd like to have been asked.
Yes, and it happened unexpectedly, and I wake up, look in the garden and see there's a change in my tree. I was really, I put a lot of effort into it to get this tree growing with this wonderful crown. You know, it
So
was really effort to make it happen.
So I'm hearing that the tree is really precious to you, and you were really disappointed when you saw that part of it had been cut.
Yeah,
down.
I love how the birds are building their nests, and the squirrels and the cats, and you know, lots of wildlife is going on, and I was looking forward to keep this going.
Okay, so you like how it provides shelter and for lots of different animals and wildlife.
Yeah.
It brings a wildlife to God.
And now I see the pigeon is disturbed. You know, there's suddenly so much light coming in, they don't feel protected anymore.
Okay.
You know, there was a nest,
Okay.
a bird's
And you're
nest, a
concerned
pigeon nest.
that it's disturbed the pigeon's nest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I really don't think that what the branches that I could cut down really had that much effect. It's still a lovely tree, and as far as I'm aware, that I think that the birds still come. I definitely didn't disturb a nest because it was just those lower branches.
So you don't see that the cutting the branches has made that much difference, and
No, I really don't.
You were concerned about the nest.
you
but
could
weren't
tell
about
me.
the nest.
Well, actually,
why
I
was
did.
it
It was
so
because,
difficult?
as I say, I had asked you some time ago, and at the weekend, my son was here, and I did actually come and knock at your door, but there was nobody about at the time, and so it was just because he was here. So he got on and just cut down some of the lower branches,
Oh, so
just
I'm
to
hearing-
clear.
So I'm hearing that you did
I
talk
did.
about it earlier, and then the opportunity came up with your son, and you wanted to take advantage of that opportunity. Is that how it is?
It was.
So then, second skill, summarising. I don't know if you noticed I summarised a few times, and I wonder whether that was useful or effective in terms of helping creating a connection.
For me, I was not
Just
aware
didn't
what was
notice
said.
it. Fair enough.
I guess I
fair
was
enough.
still upset.
Yeah, okay. And you, Vicky?
Yeah, I think no, it did help because it was a different voice, somebody who was calmer,
Mm-hmm.
but repeating, summarising how you felt. So it kind of made me start, rather than reacting to the strength of your feeling, it made me actually hear a bit more about what you were actually.
Yeah, so it brings the attention more to the listening rather than getting ready to respond. Yeah, okay.
I would like in advance, when you have these plans, for example, that your son is coming and you would like to cut off branches, then a week in advance would help me to make also some preparation. Because on weekends I sometimes have trainings,
So
so I'm not at home.
Sounds like you'd like to be taken into account and you'd like some control over what happens in your garden.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And can we hear from you? What's going
Well,
on
as
for
I
you?
say, I didn't intend for it to affect you at all because, as I say, the branches are all in my garden, and as I say, I wasn't expecting my son. My son just came that weekend, and so I used the opportunity. I can see that you would have. Ideally, it would have been better to have let you know in advance, and we could have talked about it some more.
Yeah.
But I just got on and seized the moment.
So I'm hearing that you'd like understanding that you certainly wasn't your intention to disfigure the tree or to inconvenience Casino.
No.
And it was really just that your son came along and you wanted to take advantage of him being there, and also you wanted some stuff to grow in your garden. That's
how
to get on with gardening.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that help? Did that help to create connection?
It helped to connect with myself.
Okay, so it helped you to connect with yourself. That's
Yeah.
really important. Yeah. Okay.
Because then when you named the needs,
Which were
control and being
Yeah.
that I will be taken in account, then it resonated, and I noticed, yes, as of being understood, being heard.
Okay. Yeah, so it helped you to connect with yourself, so
Yeah.
self-connection.
Yeah, I noticed, yeah.
And how about you, Vicky?
But yeah, it was more, again, sort of understanding more how Gesine was feeling.
Okay, yeah, it helped you to understand what was going on for her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm really disappointed and I feel upset about the situation that you cut branches off my tree without checking with me. You know, this is a no-go. We live together door by door for such a long time. We know each other. What makes it so difficult for you to let me know in advance? A week in advance would help me to do some preparation.
But
Okay, so Vicky, before you respond, I wonder if you could say what you heard and then respond. So what's going on for Gesine there?
I can hear that you're really angry and upset because I didn't speak to you in advance. I can only say...
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
In advance, this is for me the important part.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, now that I know it in time, so I can make some preparation.
Oh, what are you hearing now, Vicky?
That you wanted to hear in advance and I didn't give you advance warning.
Yeah.
What are you hearing now?
No, she heard me accurately that I needed a warning and she regrets.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can hear some regret now. Yeah, but you would have liked to have let you know in advance so you'd have some say in it.
Yeah, yeah.
What impact this had? Did this help to create connection and mutual understanding? So, do you remember towards the end?
Yeah, for me was the strongest one or the most powerful skill as you brought in a way I needed to slow down by giving back because I was still in my emotions quite up and with that you asked me really to give back what I've heard, then suddenly I could hear you. You know, it was really like my ears got open and I needed to slow down and becoming aware, this is going on your side. That your regret, for example, I didn't hear that at all before that, or you didn't know that your son is coming. So before that, I couldn't hear that fully as something I can take in.
Yeah, so it had the effect of you slowed down and you were able to actually listen, actually to hear Vicky for the first time. Yeah. Put your attention on
Vicky.
Listening, on Vicky and what's going on for her. And how about you? How was that for you when I started asking what did you hear?
Yeah, it was, I felt less defensive and more that rather than having to defend myself and my actions, that Gesine understood or heard a bit more about it wasn't intentional and so on.
So you gave you more of a sense of being heard.
Yes.
In that moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's leave it there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you can see from the feedback, each of these skills is effective on its own, and cumulatively they can really support connection and understanding. If you really want to embed these skills, watch again as I listen in silence. What can you see me doing? In observational language, what can you see? Make a note of it. Now do the same for summarising, guessing the needs and what did you hear?
Effort to make it happen.
So I'm hearing that the tree is really precious to you and you were really disappointed when you saw that part of it had been cut.
Yeah, I love how the birds are building their nests and the squirrels.
What can you see me doing? What can you hear me saying? Make a note of it in observational language. So next time you're invited to mediate, to sit with two people who are in conflict, you can practice these 4 skills. I suggest to start with that you pick 1 or 2 of them rather than all 4 of them and just focus on those. You might get a bit lost if you try to do all 4 skills at the same time. And later on, when you're comfortable with all 4 skills, then you can move fluidly between them. Remember, if you get lost, do some silent self-empathy and rejoin the conversation when you're ready. That's it for now. In the next video, I'll demonstrate how to apply these 4 skills in an informal setting, when you haven't been invited in like I was in this mediation. If you'd like to know more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, join our mailing list, or join us at one of our events.